everyone. I'm Arielle, not Anthony. Give the people what they want. This is Chats and Snacks. And today we're talking about the Sabbath. So this is Chats and Snacks, a segment on the Vlog Network where we chat and snack. So our snack for today is chow, sponsored by Hotmouth. It's not just chow, it's an experience, and he does catering, weddings, parties. Just order for chow. So today we're talking about the Sabbath, right? First, I should say, the Sabbath, the meaning of the word Sabbath is to cease or to stop. And to understand the word Sabbath, I think we need to understand the word rest. So what does this rest mean?
Rest. I think really and truly, if we're being honest and not overly deep, everybody know what rest means, yeah? You have an idea what rest means, like. I mean, if I say I go in and rest, that don't necessarily. No, rest doesn't necessarily mean sleep all day. Rest, or rest for you means sleep all day.
In terms of the Sabbath.
No, and that is exactly what I'm saying, even in terms of the Sabbath. And for one, even rest could mean a different thing for different people. As I see, rest for she is sleep all day. I can't sleep all day. Rest for me might be, you're up back and you want some sports or something. I find that very resting and relaxing. The idea that we should have balance. When I think of the Bible, I think of it as a manual for the human model man. The human species, the manual for us to live is the Bible. And we have it provided all in English. That's a beautiful thing. So we have this manual, and a lot of what the manual talks about is balance. Alright, if a man doesn't work, he shouldn't eat. That's also in the Bible. So that tells you, well, yeah, we're supposed to work. Even in the beginning, when everything was perfect, Adam was working. Naming and tending the garden, he was working. So we're supposed to work. So, but on the other hand, the Sabbath is there as a principle for us to understand that as we work, we're also supposed to rest.
Yeah. Well, because you can run your home, if you just work, and no resting at all.
And the resting part, keep the Sabbath holy. Does the rest, I'm asking, does the rest include reflection or spiritual growth at that point in time? Does it have to include that?
I think so. I don't want to use the word have to, or the words, but I think a part of rest is almost always reflection. Like, I know some people that despise being quiet and by themselves because they don't want to think. Like, in some of my more daunting ideas, when I play the fool a bit in some things, you don't wanna pause and think, because then you start to recognize, wait, now, I ain't even do that yet, and the deadline is X, Y, Z. Because it's something that happens naturally. When you pause, your mind starts to, go back through all that you're supposed to be doing, etc. So you don't necessarily have to make some real concerted effort and bring all the incense and the yoga mat and fold your leg and to get any meditation zone or whatever. You just pause. You pause and relax, and automatically you begin to reflect. And then if you see the manual, you go back to the manual, and it's supposed to be used as an entirety.
Yeah.
So if you have the word hidden in your heart, and we know out from the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks, so we could think from the abundance of the heart the mind would think too.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have the word hidden in my heart, and that is what playing on my mind the most, every time I rest and reflect, what am I going to be reflecting on?
Okay, so do we do this on a specific day?
I guess that is the important question.
Is the Sabbath observed on one specific day? Is there a rule to that? Is it supposed to be Saturday? Is it supposed to be Sunday?
I don't think so. Because according
to what the Bible says. God said, in Exodus 20, they said Monday is Sabbath day. So after 6 days of work, on the 7th day for you, you rest. You observe the Sabbath. But what about the rest of
The rest of this, I think what she's trying to say is that it's like a ratio. So
And 1 in 7, so on the 7th day, not necessarily 7th day being Saturday. Although I think some may argue that the 7th day.
the 7th day they linked it to Saturday now. Some people observe it on Saturday. But she's saying that the manual for the Sabbath is just like a 1 in 7. A 1 in 7. So it's 7 days like that, like a fraction.
Is there a difference between the Sabbaths in the Old Testament and the Sabbath after Jesus?
No. And yes. You see, David was a man after God's own heart.
People like to bring David in there.
David had many wives, but he was a man after God's own heart. Now, was it that back in those days, God wanted men to have many wives, and now He only wants men to have one wife? I don't think so. God doesn't change. What God wanted since the beginning, He still wants. Who God was, He is, and He forevermore will be. So, what God wanted as the principle for the Sabbath was always the principle for the Sabbath. But in the Old Testament, He made principles into laws. He made things that He wanted into laws to depict certain aspects about it. For example, a disobedient child was supposed to be stoned. You don't want to be stoning your disobedient child in this time, you'll make a jail. Don't do it.
All them Trinidad the bubbles with it.
And I don't even think Trinidad have enough stones to stone all the disobedient children in Trinidad. So, if we gain real down to the legalistic and to the letter, then we're supposed to be stoning them really and truly. But even in the beginning, I don't think God wanted us to be stoning children. He doesn't want anyone to perish. But it was a principle to show you the gravity of obedience to parents. That disobedience warrants death. Sin warrants death. Working warrants rest. So make it into rules, and I'm sure many people who obey the Sabbath don't even know all the rules regarding the Sabbath. I don't know all the rules regarding the Sabbath, but I believe there was a certain amount of distance you could cover legally for the day. And now, what if in modern times, because we don't live as we used to live, I drive in, and I live in Pipara and my church in Karapichaima, so I had to cover more distance. Then what are we really doing? So which part of the Sabbath we supposed to cover?
When I watched the Mathematical Conjure, it seemed like Jesus, by and large, obeyed the Sabbath. By and large, He obeyed the Sabbath. But however, He keep reminding people, well, the Sabbath was made for the man and not the other way around. Man made for the Sabbath. So in terms of, if we have a situation where somebody had leprosy, we was going to say, no, it's the Sabbath, check me back tomorrow if you find me for the healing. Right? The Sabbath was, as Nathan said, a guidance in terms of rest. So, if there needs to be something that needs to be done on the Sabbath, you don't want to be so tied down by the letter that you can't help a man out.
It's something that is good for us and something that we need, but not something that we need to put in front of other people or in front of God.
And you know, the thing is, some people, that is precisely what they do. They use the Sabbath as a measure of how holy I am. And I mean, you're not going to be saved by works, so if you never worked on a Saturday in your life, that's not going to make you any closer to heaven if you don't repent. So, there's paying weight where weight is due.
Do you all observe the Sabbath?
Yes.
Yeah,
I rest.
some people more than some.
I mean, it's important. Like on the physical, plainly physical side, it's important. You will literally die if you don't take some time to rest.
Yeah, that's a wise thing to just rest.
To throw back a question at the interviewer now. So if somebody doesn't observe the Sabbath, you think they will?
Good to help.
If I were to try and answer for you, I would say that is not my business.
Oh my lord.
No, the business, our business isn't to say going to hell or heaven. I am here, I could tell you, well, I could lay it out like this here. Disobedience of what God says is sin. Sinners don't go to heaven. And that's what I do know. You use that and work out your own salvation with fear and trembling.
And next thing too, some people I think throughout, is like, you know, some people calendars or some whole nations calendars were upgraded, so we changed the calendar back in 1926 or something like that. Russia calendar was off, and they switch a whole 11 days, they jump a whole 11 days or something like that. England calendar was off.
Yeah.
So all those times, those people calendar was off, and Saturday was actually a different day for them. Because back then they didn't know, they thought it was 365 and a quarter days, right?
Yeah.
But it turned out it was a little off.
Nathan brought up to, like, Saturday may not be the same day for us in Trinidad or in the Philippines. Saturday would be like 24 hours ahead of us or something, right?
And what that does,
It points towards the principle.
it points towards the principle, but when you think of it on the other side, you're trying to make God into a little boy. So I could only take what you're doing seriously if you come to me on this specific day. But then you leave loopholes for people who just, so I am here and I'm just looking, see, I'm from the outside looking inside at the church and I'm trying to figure this out. Okay, so you have a sure lineage from knowing that God created man he would have created man on the Friday then, because that was the 6th day.
Yeah.
And so I know that. You know that God created man on a Friday. And you sure that the calendar went continuously from the day God created man on the Friday straight down to now. You sure about that? Remember, it didn't have internet back in those days.
Yeah.
It didn't have like a huge world clock somewhere where, you know, the Moabites look up and see, oh, that's the day today. And the Israelites like, hey, that's the day today.
You got the Greenwich Meridian.
Yes, that place. So if you, so what would have happened now? I and my little tribe living here, and I am the head of the tribe. I see what day is, and I wake up today, and I get hangover the day before, so I miss a whole day. And I wake up today and I make the mistake, and today's supposed to be Sunday, but I sleep through Sunday, so today's actually Monday. But I still think it is Sunday. I skip a day. So which day now would God of heaven really be following? So would he then be like, okay, I had to follow this Saturday for this tribe and this tribe and this tribe? Really? They're making God into a little boy.
I have a question. Are we supposed to worship God on one day? Or are we supposed to worship God every day? 24/7, whatever you do, whatever you say. Yeah, it's your lifestyle, so it's not just about observing one day. You know, you go together, you fellowship on one day. Because we go to church on a Sunday, we go to church on a Tuesday, on a Thursday, Friday, whenever. We have church. And we have worship. So that's something to think about. It's not just one day.
Okay, so in conclusion, we all believe in observing the Sabbath. It's not something legalistic where you observe it on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And the chow tastes good.
Johnny, big up.
Big up Johnny, big up Hot Mouth. He's on Facebook. The original Hot Mouth. Check him out on Facebook, like the page, order because it tastes good. And yeah, please make sure to like, share this video, comment, subscribe to our channel on Facebook and on YouTube, and we'll see you in the next one.